Yeah.
That was pretty sweet to do.
We are now live.
I seen that. That's sweet. That was creative though, man. That was oh shit, I gotta open it up. Oh.
Before it asked me if I wanted to record.
I didn't get a notification. Hell yeah. There's already motherfuckers in this bitch.
Yep. Lunar Girl, Scott. What's going on, guys?
Hell yeah. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Thanks for being our first Patreon supporter, Scott.
Yeah, dude. You're the fucking man, dude. Fucking love you.
All right. Are you ready to get into it, buddy?
Yep. I gotta go back to notes. But yeah, I'm ready.
Lunar Girl screwed up, and instead of saying hi guys, it says HU guys. And I read it, hey you guys.
Let's have a super time.
All right. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Lovin.
Yeah, let me crack open another one because this one's not going to make it through 30 seconds of silence.
Oh. Yeah, that's...
You know how it is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just got to doctor it up with a little lemon juice and we'll be fine. Lime juice, sorry. Make it all sexy. All right. 30 seconds of silence starting meow. What's up, everybody? Big Lovin, man Don DellaSnooch. Welcome. Episode 10, we're talking the Rise of Skywalker, the differences between the novelization and the theatrical release. That would be you, Don.
It would. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and all your favorite podcast apps like iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. Check us out on the Podbelly Network, where you can also find a lot of the ATSW family. And we've now added Patreon. You can find us on patreon.com and search for creators. Look up ATSW, the Escape Pod. We've introduced 3 tiers that you can support us if you like. You can be a member of the Escape Pod crew. You can be a Escape Pod passenger, or you can go all the way to the top and be an Escape Pod pilot.
That is pretty dope, dude. I really love it. He came up with the names, and we just discussed these names just before we got on, and I love maintenance, passenger, pilot. I love it. It's fun. The Escape Pod. Like, we're really playing with the name in so many different ways. So I thought that was creative. So my hat's off to you, my friend. Some shout outs. Always got to give our first shout out. Got to give it to the mothership. All things Star Wars. Check them out. Don told you where you can find us. You can find them. So they're always one fucking step ahead of us. Sons of bitches. But they got to be one step ahead because they gave birth to this machine. Next, we got to talk Used and Abused. It's a music podcast. You can get them wherever you can get your podcast. They're on the Podbelly Network, if I remain correct, too, Don. Correct?
Yep.
Yes, they are. Check out my man, Keith, Layman's Terms on YouTube. He is our man. He is the layman. Check out Layman Terms. And then check out Big Swede on all of his... He's trying to take over the fucking world. That's what I really think the Big Swede is trying to do. But Big Swede's Excellent Adventure... Yeah, no, probably the universe is next. He's just trying... He's starting small. He's just beginning. So check out Big Swede's Excellent Adventure and Tactical Swede on YouTube. And then let's not forget our beer snobs, the Brew Guys on YouTube. Jay and his man, Jamie. Am I correct? And I believe it's Jamie. Check them out. And don't forget my sister, bombully.com and eodstuff.com. She's out there doing her thing, representing with the veteran community. And it's my little sister, and I love her. So I always gotta shout that out. So with that being said, Don, everybody, let's get into it.
I already forgot the very first obligation of Patreon. We're supposed to shout out our Patreon members. So here's your shout out. Scott Rasmussen is the first Patreon of the Escape Pod. Thanks, Scott.
Love you, Scott. You're the fucking man, dude. You're the fucking man, dude. Thanks. You're always on top of it, Scott. Thanks, brother. Really appreciate that, dude.
All right, we're going to do the show a little bit out of order tonight because it serves the show better. So first up, we're going to talk video games. Video game releases for the month of May specifically. We got John Wick Hex coming up May 5th. This is a turn-based RPG, and it's done in a real loose graphic novel art style. It looked kind of interesting, but it's definitely not something I'm going to pick up. So
I might have to check that out. I might have to watch a trailer or something on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not going to be able to play it, though, buddy. It's only on the PlayStation 4.
My son has one. I'll force him to bring it over.
Oh, that's right. Someday You'll Return. PC Master Race. It's a horror adventure game.
That's not for me.
War Tile. If you're into Warhammer style, like tile-based games, it's that kind of game. Tabletop miniature game is the way it's described. TT Isle of Man. Ride on the Edge 2. It's a moto.
I gotta interrupt you. Our Patreon wasn't just Scott. That was him and Kim.
Oh,
so he hit me up. He hit us up in the chat. So I don't want if it's both of them. I'm definitely not leaving Kim out. So I
always forget that they're a package deal, and it's my fault.
Yeah, no, it happens, man. Tis life.
Isle of Man. Ride on the Edge 2 motorcycle racing game coming out on the Switch May 14th. Those Who Remain, PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox, psychological thriller game, May 15th. That looked a little bit, it kind of looked very PC, oh shit, how do you describe it? One of those games where you have to go into this room and you have to get the book, and then you have to go into this room.
Yeah.
Open this, light the candle, that kind of thing.
That's too much.
Yeah.
That's too much work, man. I need to drop back, pull up my receivers, throw my options, Y, X, A, B. I'm good. That's all I need. That's all I fucking need.
PC May 18th is getting Elder Scrolls Online Greymoor. Wonderful. What was that?
I was gonna say I know a lot of people who are looking forward to that stuff. That Elder Scrolls game's pretty big.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the online one, but all of the console ones I've been a big fan of. If you were somebody who owned a Wii U, there was a game called The Wonderful that came out. We're getting a remastered version on PC, PS4, and Switch May 19th. This looked kind of interesting. Maneater for the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox May 22nd. It's a GTA meets Jaws RPG.
What the fuck? Yes, dude. That's just incredible. You sold me in one sentence.
Yeah, I was like, well, shit, now I kind of got to look into that. Saints Rose fan, the 3rd edition is coming out PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox May 22nd.
I don't know if I should admit this, but my son was huge into that game.
Saints Row?
Yeah. He enjoyed the shit out of those.
I gotta assume that's a GTA style game, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's kind of like outlandish GTA. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, GTA's outlandish, don't get me wrong, who can run around with that kind of weaponry and shit like that. But I mean, like, it's like GTA, but on cartoon steroids.
Okay. Ninjala on the Switch. It's a free-to-play multiplayer action game for kids. I watched it. It's very cartoony. But if you were, 9 years old, it probably looks sweet. May 29th, the Switch is getting BioShock the collection.
Nothing will ever beat Shinobi Ninja. I'm just throwing that out there.
This is nothing like Shinobi.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, nothing will ever beat Shinobi Ninja.
No. May 29th, the Switch is getting Borderlands Legendary Collection. Just another port. May 29th, Switch is getting XCOM 2. Just another port. Switch is getting a port of Xenoblade Chronicles. If you were into those, I played Xenoblade 2 on the Switch. It was cool. This is the original game, and the date is not specified for the Fast and Furious Crossroads game.
Now I'm into Fast and Furious series, so I got to check that out just to see what it's about. But
it looked like last generation graphics, and I could not find any actual gameplay video. They were presenting it as gameplay, but most of it was cutscene.
Oh yeah, I hate it when they do that. That already scares me.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm out because that tells me the gameplay mechanics are shit.
I'll download it if ever came free on Xbox on Games with Gold. I'll download it for free.
If it comes out on PlayStation Plus for free, I'll play it.
Right. I'll check it out.
And then the last game, Super Smash
Super Mash. I
said that wrong. Super Mash on the Switch. Now this one really captured my imagination. It's a game that allows you to pick from a lot of different game genres. You pick 2 game genres. It smashes them together and creates an 8-bit game for you to play.
I'm intrigued.
It's very strange. Like I seen it do like Mario style dungeon crawler. Yeah. Very weird. It looked a little bit between Mario and Zelda.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. It was maybe a 30-second trailer, and I'm like, oh.
I'm going to check that out. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's definitely worth looking up. You got anything else game-wise? What are you playing?
Well, Scott said
now that you're waiting,
he's waiting for July for F1. It's the Formula One racing game. Scott says, look, you know me, man. I kind of stick to the same 3. Well, actually, I downloaded a couple other games. I got back into playing Rocket League. I've been playing that again. I finally stole back my Skate 3 video game from my son. So when I've been having I need to have a little peace to myself. That's my game where I can get away and just pretend I'm a skateboarder. So, and then obviously
you've been playing have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 in a up-resed, PlayStation 4.
Oh, a remastered kind of thing like they've been doing. That would be kind of sweet. But Skate 3, I really got into the mechanics of it. It gave you that Tony Hawk Pro Skater when you first started playing it feel. It was something completely different and new. And I really gravitated to it. So it's one of those games where I'll just turn it on and I can mindlessly play it without any thought, just doing whatever. But then I've been playing a lot of 2K20 with Ron and his son and a couple of guys that we coach basketball with. We've been playing together, so that's been fun. Playing with some of the young kids that I help coach. So we still play it. We still play it like we're playing. We're playing 2-3 defense or man, and just calling it like it's fun to play It's fun to play a sports game with people who understand sports on a multiplayer level.
Sure.
So I've been doing that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
I played what's it called? BioShock 1 and 2. And then I played most of the way through Final Fantasy 7 Remake since we got together last time.
yeah, I know you. I've seen your comments on Facebook. You had to change the sheets and underwear a couple times from the sounds of it.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy 7 Remake game so exceeds my expectations that I can't even really put it into words.
Right.
There are some legitimate critiques that are out there on the internet. There's an awful lot of walking.
Right.
There's an awful lot of we're over here, and then we got to go over there. But the scenery is pretty, so you kind of don't mind.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of retreading the same, retraversing the same thing.
Path that you just seen.
Yeah, you're like, I would have liked to just been able to fast travel. I mean, it finally comes towards the end of the game, but
right. In the chat, Isaac said he's been rocking out some Minecraft. Yeah, I recently downloaded that to my Xbox. I downloaded that and Roblox for my kids, and it's cool because my girls will sit up in my room where I have my Xbox, and they'll sit in the chair together, and one of them will be playing Minecraft on my Xbox, and the other one will be playing on the tablet, and they'll be playing together. So that's been pretty. I don't know how the hell they're doing it, but it's cool as hell in my opinion. But I love it when my kids sit there and do that kind of shit together, anyways. But
they've been hanging out with Jess and learning how to do LAN parties.
Pretty much, right? Rocking and rolling. I don't see any drink in their hands, so I'm not too concerned yet.
Oh, I can fix that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, asshole.
Okay. Well, that about sums up what we've been doing. I mean, other than being quarantined and watching some TV and talking to the kids and the wife and whatnot.
I've been sprinkling Star Wars movies every here and there. I have my sleep schedule's been fucked up since we've been on this shelter in place deal. So like I've been waking up in the middle of the night, and the other night I watched Return of the Jedi, and then a couple nights before that I caught up on Clone Wars, and I watched the last 2 episodes of Clone Wars because I hadn't watched those yet.
Yeah.
So I've been sprinkling in Star Wars a lot. Just I know this is a Star Wars centric episode, so got to throw that in there. But here and there, I've been trying to catch up on my comics. I've read a couple here and there too.
Oh, dude, my stack of shame is still fucking.
Come on, dude. You have all the time in the world. Now is not the time for excuses.
I know. Well, I tell you, it's because I've put 31 hours into a video game since Friday.
That you've already played.
Well, yeah.
Multiple times.
Essentially, I bet you I played through Final Fantasy 7 at least 5 times, beginning to end. Maybe more in my lifetime. 6. We'll call it 6.
Oh yeah, Luna Girl said Call of Duty 3 released season 3 of their season 3. I forgot what the fuck it's called. Oh my god. But anyways, they released that. I know my boy's been giving me shit because I didn't buy it and he bought it. Punk ass. But whatever. I've been playing it off and on here too. But
I've been getting emails blowing me up for the last week. Michael's downloading this, he's downloading that. Call of Duty, blah blah blah. There's a new zombie thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's up, Jess? Got into those games. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Fresh off the hot sheets. Bruce Campbell went on record saying that he wants to play the villain in Sam Raimi's new Doctor Strange 2. Is there anything to say about that?
I mean, I do too.
You want to be the villain?
I don't know. Strange? I mean, if it's that simple, I mean, I'm gonna throw my hat too. You want to get in there? We could be like We could be like a 2 super villain combo.
You know who Bruce Campbell is, right?
Of course I do, but I mean, I think any actor or actress in Hollywood. Just because you say it doesn't mean.
I don't know. Bruce Campbell's pretty tight with Sam Raimi.
I understand that, but it's not like if they make another Star Wars movie, Mark Hamill's going to be like, I'd love to play the villain in this. You want to throw my name in the hat?
That would be interesting.
That would be weird as shit, man.
Luke
I don't know if
Skywalker
I can get past that.
guy.
I don't know if I can get past that.
They do him like all purple and put horns on his forehead and shit.
Right? You're like,
I'm not the same guy.
no, it's not me.
I'm not Luke Skywalker.
Right. As soon as the film starts, he just does that shit, and you're like, that's not Luke Skywalker. I knew it.
That's not. Every time.
Son of a bitch.
Only money.
I'm weak-minded as fuck.
And just to follow suit, Mark Ruffalo says he wants to do a solo Hulk movie. And right after that, Marvel came out and says, we're not really interested in the idea of a solo Hulk movie right now.
Right, exactly. All the 3 other Hulk movies have not really lived up to it.
Well, not at the kind of budget that a Hulk movie of this level CG.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna pull, $700 million opening weekend
that it costs to make and invest in that. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
I don't know how many of our listeners are familiar with the new Dune production. Are you a Dune person?
I'm not. No, but I'm intrigued by this because I know what you're about to speak on, and there's others in this movie. So,
have you seen the original Dune film?
No, but I read some of the book when I was younger. But it's been years, dude.
The book.
I'm not hating on it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying I love it. I just, I'm willing to bring this new version of Dune out, and I'm willing to go see it in the theater, and like I'm willing to give it a real solid go.
To get on board of the new train, but
yeah, exactly.
You're not trying to get on the Orient Express here.
No, that's not necessary. I don't need that.
Okay. Well, personally, I love it all. I love the original movie.
Right.
The first 3 books are good.
There's probably sci-fi people in the chat or in the group that are probably like, or in the audience in general, like, you're a fucking tard. And I'm like, I'm sorry. It's
it is kind of important as far as science fiction goes.
I understand that.
Not even just sci-fi movies, like actual sci-fi writing. It is like pure sci-fi writing.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Zendaya, one of the actresses,
she plays Mary Jane.
Spider-Man Far From Home. Well,
and
it's just Spider-Man 1 and 2, right?
There you go. Homecoming and Far From Home. There you go. I just don't want you to learn.
Yeah.
We can't be losing too much nerd card credentials here. I already lost the Dune one. You can't fuck it up with the Spider-Man one.
Anyway,
I'm being honest.
Zendaya's playing Chani, which you have no reference for because you haven't seen the film or read the book. And some pictures came out of her, and it looks fantastic.
Well, then,
it looked.
Sorry to interrupt you, but then there was Oscar Isaac's beautiful bearded ass, and I just
eye patch, all that.
Oh, I'm ready for that.
You know what I discovered in the Oscar Isaac beard eye patch rabbit hole?
What?
You're talking about having him play Deadshot in a DC movie.
Dude, that would be sweet.
No, not Deadshot.
Bullseye?
No. The guy with the mask that's orange on one side and black on the other side.
Oh my God, Slade Wilson. Fucking
yes.
Dude.
I fucking tripped on the same thing.
Nerds everywhere between the last 3 things. The Dune, the fucking Spider-Man, now this, nerds are gone.
We've lost all of our.
It's fucking done. Oh my God. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, and I'm in.
Yeah.
Look at
Deathstroke.
There it is. Deathstroke. I'm about to have one. Holy shit.
I had a Deathstroke.
During the fucking show.
It looks dope. Just the concept work for him playing Deathstroke looks fantastic.
I love it.
And I ran across this week too. That's pretty interesting. In the original script of the Rise of Skywalker, Bobble Frick dies on Kijimi.
I saw this in the notes, and I almost got a little emotional about that.
Yeah,
I was like,
and
no.
Turns out it was Steven Spielberg that spoke up and said, "Oh no, that's not how Bobble Frick dies."
No, because Bobble Frick does not die.
Right. So then they ended up adding him into the cockpit with
old girl.
Oh fuck!
Sexy helmet
chick.
Yeah, sexy helmet chick.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That I'm glad that didn't happen, because I don't know if I would want to talk about this fucking movie.
I would burn the whole movie to the ground.
I mean, let's be honest. We're both pissed we missed out on the Babu Frick fucking Funko Pop.
You're just pissed off you missed out on the Bobble Frick t-shirt I got.
Yeah, fuck off. We don't need to rub all that shit in.
I do. I love that shirt. Anyway. Hey!
I love it.
There's a resurgence in talks about making a Tron 3 movie. But at this point, it's little more than talk. But I'm super excited at the idea we might get another Tron movie.
My son is right there in line with you. He loves Tron, dude. He loves the original. He loves the last one, the second one. Like, my son he was a big fan of those movies. I was upset I wasn't such a fan. Like, I watched Tron 2. Like, we watched it together a couple times because he really liked that movie. But, like, I'm just not into the Tron. Whoa. What'd you do? I saw that. That tripped me out.
You're so easily distracted.
I'm like, dude, I'm like a dog, squirrel. I can't help it. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. I just had a Dave moment.
Absolutely.
Fuck. Oh, Tron. Yeah. My son, you guys can go. I'll go with you. We'll make it a me and you and the boys thing. If it happens.
Huh?
If it happens.
Yeah, I'll go.
Right.
I'm in the bag for that.
Fuck yeah.
Kevin Smith talks a little bit more about Mallrats 2 this past week in an interview. I don't know how the fuck he's doing interviews, but anyway.
Probably he was on. I saw Fat Man with Fat Man on Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And him and his dude were like, they were separated. They were doing their show.
Yeah, from the cantina. There's like 4 of them in the building, and they're all 6 feet apart.
Right. So that's probably where it came from.
Yeah, could be. He says that they're essentially incorporating the coronavirus into the script for the new Mallrats movie because they needed a reason why the mall was going to fail.
Right.
Because the malls are slowly dying, but how do you write that into a script and have it mean anything?
I don't know. The first thing when I seen the notes, when you updated the notes on this, I was like, how stoned was Kevin Smith when he was talking about this? Like, for real, like, well, I don't get it. I don't I trust Kevin Smith, but I was like, are you just high and bored? Like, what the fuck happened, man?
I did kind of write it like it sounds like the mall got the coronavirus and it was dying.
Right. Oh, shit. But yeah.
Anyway, basically he's using the coronavirus to explain why people are no longer going to brick and mortars and they're going to be online shopping, and the mall kind of inadvertently dies.
Right. You ready to get into sports? We don't really have much of sports.
Yeah, let's kick the ball around.
If you will. There's no real sports shit to talk about because coronavirus killed it. It says it in the notes. But next week, Thursday, April 23rd through April 25th, Saturday, we have the NFL draft. And this is a very unique NFL draft because this NFL draft is going to be done virtually. It's going to be done online. And I'm very intrigued to watch to see if there's a train wreck. I don't know if that's good or bad, but has our technology got to where we can do this? What, there's 32 teams in the NFL? Like, can we pop and move, can this really roll and happen and go to the next one and let all these people talk about shit and then go to I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to happen outside of seeing who my Raiders pick up. I'm sure you're intrigued to see who the Lions get. I know we got our Philly Dick Rider. He's probably, and who is that little guy who likes that one fucking shit team?
With the guys, and then they do the binding.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
47ers.
The 69ers. 69ers. Jason. 69ers. That's right, Jason. Yeah.
They would do like the 96ers and somebody's eating ass.
Yeah, that sounds more accurate. That sounds a lot more accurate. But that's what we got for sports.
Yep.
So,
yeah, it's not much. I'd be interested to see too how they fill the time, because I think that the draft it's a 3-day event.
Yeah, Thursday.
Actually, no, it goes out like 5 days, right? The first 3 days are televised, and then the last couple days are.
No, not anymore.
No,
I don't think that's how they do it anymore. The Saturday is like they just like lickety split, get the last few rounds done.
Okay, because I tell you what, there is about 92% pomp and circumstance. There's only this much subject matter, and they fill it with a fuck ton of wasted time and nonsense.
Well, exactly. That's why I'm curious to see how they're going to do it and streamline that.
Well, that was what I was hoping, was they were going to streamline it. But I bet you what they do is they fill that 10 minutes in between each pick with a bunch of videos and interviews and clips. And
yeah, but normally when they do the draft, they have a panel of like 5 or 6 fucking dudes up there talking about who's the next round, the next team, who are they going to pick, who should they pick, and that's how they fill it. So how are they going to do it with having...
They're going to do it just like this. Everybody's going to be all set up on the screen. There'll be fucking 5 guys in little bubbles all talking to each other like this.
Like what we're doing right now.
Like what we're doing right now. Except they're going to have fancy stages in little rooms of their house.
Yeah, but you know what these bitches aren't doing? Drinking.
Fuck yeah.
That's right.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah, my job may not pay as much, but I get to drink.
At least I get to drink.
That's right.
All right. Let's get into movie news.
Hell yeah.
The Ahsoka Tano final Clone Wars TV spot came out.
You're lucky you're the first Patreon, Scott, with your fucking Chokeland joke, you son of a bitch.
Anyway, this TV spot is the shit nerds dream of, man. It is fucking nothing but a little nerdy spank fest. With the clone troopers having their helmets all painted up. Like, and I was just like, it's fine. I'm good. I'm not crying. You're crying.
It gave me chills. It was dope. I enjoyed that. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
It gave me all kinds of faith that the next 4 episodes of this show are going to be lights out.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? You tried to kick us in the balls. Now we're going to turn around and kick you square in the balls.
Yeah, because like the last 7 episodes, I guess, were just remnants of shit that they wanted to do before.
Right.
That they had some of the assets finished, but not all of them. And the last 4 is like what they were, how they wanted to cap it off.
Right. The next bit of movie news we have, Sam Raimi to direct Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That was he officially stated that.
Yeah, that got announced, and I guess I probably should have put that at the top when we were talking about Bruce Campbell, but I figured everybody probably knew.
Yeah, because it's been talked about. This is the first he's really spoke on it.
Right.
This is the first he really confirmed with it. And then
ready for the big crown jewel?
Fuck yeah, dude! This broke today, so this is kind of exciting because this is our Star Wars episode, and we had Star Wars shit break on the day of our Star Wars episode, so that was pretty cool. You want to take it away there?
No, man, it's all you. I'm filler.
Disney Plus is introducing a new series called The Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian. That's coming out May 4th. It's supposed to be 8 episodes. And basically, it's a behind the scenes from the very beginning of Mandalorian all the way to the end of season 1. The conceptualization, Jon Favreau coming on board, putting it all together, all the behind the scenes stuff. I'm so this is the shit for me, man.
I was just blown away when I didn't even know this was coming. And I can't tell you how I would rather spend 8 hours of my life.
Oh, hell no, dude. I love learning me some backstory and some little tidbits of probably shit that nobody's else picked up on. And just those those little nuggets of behind the scenes stuff. That's the greatest, man. As a Star Wars nerd, that is the greatest.
You know, this is another thing that I know I brought up, but I'm not sure that I said it the way that I mean it. The Mandalorian experience for me was one of the best Star Wars experiences I think I've ever had. As far as like the episodic, every week, here's your nugget, getting excited about it, talking about what the fuck we just saw, waking up early before work so that we could watch it, so that we could talk about it when we got there at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning before anybody else had seen it.
Yep. We were already talking about it. Everybody else was already, hey, you know, there's a new episode came out. Yeah, I already watched it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to watch it again when I get home. Wait, what?
Like the whole package experience, way exceeded any expectations I ever had, and may very well be the best overall Star Wars experience I've ever had.
It's the second greatest overall Star Wars experience I've had as an adult. The first one was getting to go see the Force Awakens with my kids.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking incredible. And that exceeded Star Wars Celebration, but for different reasons. Mm-hmm. Star Wars Celebration changed my life. Star Wars The Mandalorian changed how I looked at Star Wars.
Right.
But going to Star Wars Celebration truly changed my life, but The Mandalorian, this behind the scenes, like you said, I couldn't think of 8 hours. I couldn't think of a way to waste 8 hours of my life. I'm all in.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm so glad I'm over here after that cough.
And see, it's a Corona cough.
Yes. All right, man.
It is pretty ridiculous that we are sitting here drinking Corona during this fucking nonsense.
It's the way it should be. I've been drinking Corona since we first started getting online, man. So it's not like it's weird. It's not like we're putting on a front.
It's harder for me to maintain what's going on with this system than it is the normal system. And so the idea of having 4 or 5 whiskeys while we do the show seems a little bit too much.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm not handling all that.
It's really not as bad as I just made it sound, but it can be a pain in the ass.
I don't need lime. I'm good. I buy this shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big lime guy either. I mean, I will if I was at a restaurant or something.
What's up, Jen?
Let's see. Trying to find my notes for the show. I seem to have misappropriated.
That's okay. I was catching up in the chat. There's a lot because I got to switch back from the chat to the notes to the chat, so I missed a lot. There's a lot going on.
For sure.
So,
all right. Our main topic, as we said before, is the difference between the actual theatrical cut of Episode 9 and the stuff that's in the novel. I personally listened to the audiobook. I don't know. Did you read the novel or
No,
did
I
you
did the audiobook is my way to do it, man.
Me too.
I like, and especially with Star Wars, I love the presentation. I love the sound. I love the how the actor tries to change his voice. I think Star Wars does an audiobook justice.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of get a kick out of the voice acting portion of the audiobook as well. But sometimes it's real difficult for the actors to pull off members of the opposite sex or things like that, and it can be somewhat comical.
It can be, but I thought this dude did a decent job. His Ray wasn't too bothersome.
Nope. Actually, his Ray was pretty doggone good.
Yeah, it had the right qualities that I was looking for to sell me, and I get sucked in, man. I get pulled in, and I'm feeling it, and I'm seeing it. So he did a good job.
Yep. So here we go. We're gonna get into the differences that.
Yeah, we're not getting into the whole book. We're not getting into the whole book. We're not getting the whole movie. We're just the differences between what we liked, didn't like, wish they'd have had, all that kind of good jazz.
Right. All right. One of the first things that we found out there is we find out Palpatine is alive. He's a clone. Well, he's not a clone. What had happened is when he was falling into the reactor, he transferred his life force through the Force into a clone, but that clone wasn't completely developed yet, and it was barely strong enough to take him.
Yeah, it was a young clone, but like you said, it could barely take it, so it made it old and feeble and weak.
And he's got to be connected to that machine, that swing arm machine that keeps him alive.
Made it look like a scorpion in the movie.
Yeah, it did kind of. And he has to have all of those cloners essentially working on him all the time to keep him alive. And at one point in the movie, they actually come up behind him because he starts to fucking have a problem and shoot some shit into his neck.
I didn't even notice that. Really?
Yeah. I didn't notice it on the first few times I watched it, but there is a moment you see somebody come up behind him.
Yeah, I have to check that out. That's pretty sweet. I just watched it the other day too.
We find out, of course, that Snoke was a clone. He's actually one of Palpatine's clones, but he's not very similar to him, as far as like appearance. Like he came out kind of a mess, but he was one of the few that was strong enough that Palpatine could kind of use him as a puppet.
Yep.
He couldn't transfer his essence into him. He wasn't that quality, but he was strong enough that he could use him kind of like a puppet.
Yeah, he was a puppet.
Yep.
That was pretty. A lot of these things I wish. I'm gonna say this right off grip, so I don't have to say it right like a million times. Like I really wish this movie was split into two movies to allow this movie to breathe. Because if you'd have presented me this book in movie form, oh man, that'd have been fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like the beginning of the movie really clips, really moves, but in the book is at a the pace seems consistent the whole way through.
Yep. Well, the whole movie really, like, I know we talked about this in episode 1 of the Escape Pod. The movie moves on at a fever pace.
Oh, it's constantly moving.
And it's not until the second, third, fourth viewing that it really starts to slow down and you settle into it and you get to see all the little different.
You start noticing. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
But that first viewing was like, what the fuck? There's so much going on.
Yeah, it was overwhelming. There was a lot to take in.
Especially like that first 5-10 minutes where Kylo is checking down that first Wayfinder and shit,
Oh, and
and you're like,
Mustafar.
holy fuck, what is going on?
Yeah,
Why are we here? How did we get here?
And then all of a sudden we're here, and then we're here, and you're like, whoa, that was quick.
Yeah, it bounces around real fast.
Whereas in the book, it really draws it out and it explains. And when he's on Mustafar, like they left out where he goes and beats the little, where he doesn't beat him, the little swamp monster kind of just says, "You're worthy, take the Wayfinder." But
right,
yeah,
yep. We find out that Rey's dad is one of Palpatine's clones, and he doesn't really have Force abilities.
But they used him like a fucking puppet too.
Right. But it makes us the novel makes a strong point to be like Palpatine felt that he was one of his greatest disappointments. So like is that like an overarching, like, I guess I have a pretty good relationship with my father. But there is this in writing. There's a specific set of heartstrings that they reach out for to pull on dudes who has a dad who never gave him any approval.
Right. I can't relate to that.
No, my dad was like, he was a hard ass all the way until I had a family myself.
Yeah.
And then he became one of my greatest cheerleaders.
Yeah. Well, my dad was always fair. He
I
wasn't
don't know,
like
was always fair.
My dad was fair. He didn't have a. I don't know. He didn't have a dad complex, because you see some of them dads who are just like, I'm fucking dad, and I fucking said this, and you're gonna fucking do it. You know, like my dad was never that kind of a dad. So I can't relate, like you said, with the heartstrings pulling on him. I can't relate to. I don't have daddy issues. I never went stripping.
It comes out a lot. You know, I noticed it in movies and shit a lot, that they hit that one a lot.
Right. Well, I maybe they have daddy issues, the people who wrote this shit, man.
Maybe that's a big thing in Hollywood. Maybe Hollywood writers are a bunch of people who had rough relationships with their fathers.
Yeah, hey, maybe that's why we failed and we're not that creative.
You know, that's a good point.
I don't blame my dad.
I'm not very creative. I like to talk about other people being creative.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dad. I could have been creative if you were shitty.
You could have been shittier to me, and then I could have been Kevin Smith.
Right, exactly.
All right. The book lays out a pretty compelling case that Finn is Force sensitive.
Well, I got that from the movie.
Yeah, but
I mean, I figured that out from the movie, from the first viewing.
Yep. But the movie is a little bit ambiguous about what the big secret is that he has to tell and blah, blah, blah. And there was a long running thing saying that we were going to figure it out, but people weren't sure what it is that was the big secret and why he didn't want to tell Finn and blah, 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 blah. But most of us who were kind of keyed into what was going on, we're like, yeah, he's Force sensitive. He has been the last couple of movies.
I've always thought that from the beginning, though.
Well, I personally think that that's the reason why he stopped, or he defected from the First Order in the first place.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets reinforced when we meet Jannah and her whole crew, that they're all Force sensitive too, which is the reason why they bailed.
Yeah, to some degree, they're Force sensitive. They may not be your fucking Anakin Skywalker, but they have a degree.
Being a Force user and being Force sensitive are two completely different things.
100%. 100%. Continue, my friend.
So I got to click back on my notes. He exhibits Force sensitivity in a few different times in the film, and like we said in a couple of the previous ones, and that he wanted to tell Rey. But at some point, Rey basically tells him that she knew, and so did Leia.
Yeah. Sorry.
Which makes sense.
I was in the chat.
If you were a Force user, if you were that powerful in the Force, you would know who can sense the Force and who can't.
Yeah. I would think so. Well,
So here's, go ahead.
I was just gonna. I don't know if this is where you were gonna go because we were just talking about Finn being Force sensitive. Fucking in The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren during the whole first beginning scene, he turns and looks directly at Finn FN 2187 in the middle of the battle. You remember that after they capture Poe?
Yes.
So, I mean, there, right there's another clue.
Yep.
In my opinion. In my opinion.
Yeah, I think that they telegraphed it pretty well, but if you weren't paying attention or if you hadn't watched it a couple of times, like they really kind of danced around it where they could have just been like, hey, this is this, and we would have all moved on.
Yeah. Yeah. But they did not in the movie they didn't.
Right, right. So here's something that I didn't pick up watching the movie, and it took for me reading this and then going back and watching the movie and being like, oh, I guess maybe I was being a little dense about this. The book strongly implies that the kiss at the end of the film between Rey and Kylo was not of sexual nature. It was a kiss of gratitude, acknowledging their connection, and in celebration that they found each other in the Force.
Yeah, I don't think that's a dense thing because I didn't pick up on that either. So I don't think you're dense for that. I just maybe they didn't portray it properly.
Well, yeah, I just didn't pick it up, and I guess the book does do a pretty good job of kind of laying it out. But even after listening to the audiobook, I still didn't quite grasp it until I had read. It took me reading what other people said, and then me going back and looking at the footage and going, "Oh yeah, I totally get it now."
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that, dude, because I didn't pick up on it, but having it put out and laid out like that, like I want to watch it through a different set of lens now. You know what I mean?
Right, definitely.
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat too.
Yeah, I got hung up in the chat. I was talking to Scott.
That's what we do, man. Hey, if you're listening to us live, if you're watching the show live, man, those of you who are catching us on whatever streaming device, whatever, if you're listening to us live on Wednesdays at 7 Eastern Standard Time
on YouTube,
we're reading the chat. We're gonna bring it up. We're gonna talk about it, man. Let's get friendly. Let's get fun. Let's get weird. It's all good. Let's do it. We're a family.
I keep pressing.
Man. We're a big family.
I keep pressing it that Scott way. About talking Blue October. It's one of my favorite bands, and I'm not sure if he's real familiar with them, but I keep pressing him about it.
Well, we'll do it. I know he wants to do something with us, so we'll have to get in there. And I can't have a Blue October conversation, but we can talk some musica.
Some musica.
Yes, sir.
We could talk electronica. I like electronica.
Like J Electronica?
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, what I thought was real interesting though about the dichotomy of what's going on, you got the Reylo kiss scene being kind of weird and awkward, and then we had the Luke and Leia kiss scene being weird and awkward as well. Apparently, being really close in the Force causes some weird activities with your lips.
I'm sorry. I'm just all in the chat, and then I caught that and go.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
The book explains to us that Rey was able to resist Palpatine's power over her mind because of the dyad with Kylo. You don't really get this out of the film so much, but because Rey and Kylo are so connected in the Force, it allows the two of them to assist in blocking out Palpatine's control.
I think too that's what shows why she was so powerful when they were together, and she could stand up to him because that connectivity was there.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So it was through their combined power that they were able to keep Palpatine from essentially using force powers over them.
Yeah.
Over their minds, because apparently Palpatine is so powerful that even he was using mind control over Vader.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I figured that. I figured that way back when I was younger. Right. I mean, I always thought that he's so powerful of a dude. He's got to be manipulating and using his mind to, totally use this fucking powerful dude.
Right. Like, how ridiculously powerful is Sheev Palpatine? If one of the most powerful beings in the Force, Anakin Skywalker, who was created by essentially creatures that make up the Force,
right?
Like he could manipulate his mind, and we watched him do it through three movies.
Through three movies. You're damn right we did. He played the fucking long game. That's what fucking Palpatine does, man. He plays the long game, and he's in it. Look at it. He came back in episode 9.
Right. It literally took two people connected through the Force to be strong enough to say no to him.
While he was crippled as fuck.
Right.
While he was on his Timmy from South Park. Yeah. That's what it took.
Timmy. I love Timmy. Anyway, the book tells us that the training ground that Rey was being trained on is the very same training ground on Agent Kloss that Luke trained Leia.
Which that is the same planet. That Agent Kloss is the name of the planet, which they don't.
That the Rebel base was on.
Yeah, that's the part that I loved that Rogue One did that none of these other fucking movies do. They told me what planet I was on.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Just from a nerd sense to know. I would have loved to known when we first watched the movie that I was on Mustafar.
Yeah.
I just have, because when I seen Mustafar the last time, it was a lava planet. There was no fucking trees.
Yep.
How was I to know I was on Mustafar?
Well, that's one of the things that the Star Wars universe has a tendency to do. What we know very little about a lot of planets, but there's always different climates on a planet.
Right, but I need to know what planet I'm at. Dude, we have 9 in our solar system, 8, 9 back, whatever. And I don't know what the fuck they are by looks other than Saturn because it has fucking rings.
Right. And even if you were on Saturn, you wouldn't see them.
Right, exactly.
And unless it was the right time of night.
I'm just saying, that's a bitch I got for the Star Wars movies. I wish they would tell me what the fuck planet I was on. Rogue One did it, and I appreciated that.
Yep. Is all of Hoth frozen? And if all of Hoth is frozen, are there some parts of it that are always not facing the sun and they're so fucking cold nothing lives there? You know what I mean?
That's
the same thing with what's the planet that Admiral Akbar's from?
Oh, the fucking fishy planet. Fishbowl planet.
Fishbowl planet. Thank you.
Planet. You're welcome. Fuck. I'm glad I could help out.
Oh, I'm getting a migraine.
It's Fishbowl planet, dude.
Anyway, that planet's all water. Well, is it water in the middle with frozen caps. We don't know what climate is going on there. Hoth has warm valleys, Isaac says.
Mon Cal. I feel stupid. Isaac's just sitting here to make us feel stupid. And that's what Isaac does. He's like, hey, you guys are dumb.
You guys are dumb. Mon Calamari.
That's what the race is. They're from Mon Cal.
Is that the name of the planet?
Yes.
Mon Cal? All right. I'm a retard. Forgive me for being insensitive for saying that word. Anyway.
Sorry.
So the Star Wars universe.
Oh my Lord, put the Corona down, man.
The Star Wars universe is terrible about that. Like, Tatooine is the entire planet a desert.
And is it cold as shit at night?
It is cold as shit at night. So whatever. That just furthers the point. Asian Kloss is the planet that she trained on.
Isaac is hurting my feelings.
He's just laying it all down over there. Bang, 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 bang.
He laid it on the table. He's like, look at that. It's tattooed and everything.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
So, what the damn it? There we go. You just fucking derailed my whole thought, Isaac. Way to
I wanted you to have a
way to put it down. The book tells us a lot more about Rose. Rose is more important. She has a role similar to like a chief engineer in the book. She fixes a lot of the ships on Asian Kloss, including the damage that Poe did to the Falcon, and even added assault capabilities to the lander that was used on the assault on the Star Destroyer at the end of the movie.
Nice. And she has a bigger role. She talks more with Rey. Her and Rey have more shit going on together than was shown in the movie.
Right. They definitely did her a little bit of a disservice. I don't know how much stuff they filmed with her that they cut.
Right.
I don't know how much they were like, we want to put this in, but the social justice warriors are going to shit a bed.
Right. Yeah. You know how it can be.
There was a lot of stuff with that after The Last Jedi. I mean, they really beat that Rose shit.
You just gotta put the earplugs in when it comes to that shit, man. I can't listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it didn't bother me so much, but it sure did. What's her name? Margaret Tran?
Yeah. Whatever.
Something Tran.
Something. Fuck
it
her.
Really upset her. Like, it really caused her some serious problems. She fucking decided she was getting off social media and all kinds of shit. What should have been one of the best times in her life turned into a fucking horror show.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as that goes, like, I don't know.
I thought you were talking about the girl who did the article that the boys were talking about. You're talking about the actual actress.
The actress.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say fuck her. That's rude. No. I didn't mean that. That came out bad. No,
what is her name?
I know who you're talking about. Oh, girl. Yeah, who played Rose. I'm sorry.
Her last name's Tran, right?
Yes.
She's not, like, there are some problems with her character. Some of the shit that they did with her character.
Yeah, but that's not her.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with her. And it's, like I said, it should have been one of the best times in her life. Michelle Tran. It should have been one of the best times in her life. And all the fucking nutsacks out there that run their mouth and say a bunch of dumb shit just fucking ruined it for her to the point where she got off all social media.
Talk about bullying, bro.
Yeah, right.
That's awful.
As a member of the nerd community,
we
all are not only supposed to support each other and be all inclusive, which is the joy of going to con.
I think more of the old nerds are like that. The older nerds, because we weren't inclusive, man. Being a nerd now is cool. It wasn't cool when we were young. Like, if you were a Star Wars fan, you weren't loud about it. Yeah, I enjoy the Star Wars movies, but you weren't loud about knowing that fucking Luke was from Tatooine and he flew in a T-16 Skyhop. Like you never, like you didn't let that information out. You're just like, yep, I like Star Wars. Cool. All right. You know, and these nerds now.
Cooler than me.
What's that?
You were cooler than me in school.
No, I wasn't.
I think you were.
No.
For one, you played sports.
Yeah, but I was in the military. So when I played sports, people didn't like me because I was the new kid who made the basketball team.
Fair enough. But I was the kid that couldn't do that. I was into choir and nerdy shit.
Well, I was into nerdy shit in sports, man.
Yeah, but sports is like the fucking even if you're the outsider, you still got in the club.
Yeah, but I was also like over 6 feet tall and lanky as shit. I was a walking just mess.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you. Thank you for giving that to me. Yeah, Luna Girl said it right. Older nerds are like that because we know what it feels to get made fun of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, when you slipped up, I tried to hide my nerdom with certain shit, man. I wasn't always loud about it because, like I said, I was over 6 feet tall. I had fucking braces. Like I was a mess, man. I will draw any more attention to myself than I already did just by walking down the fucking hall. And listen, I'm a loud, obnoxious, loud guy. Like I can't throw my nerdism into that too much. Like now I can, and I'm comfortable with it. And as I've gotten older, I give a fuck less, man. If you don't like me, honestly, I think there's something more wrong with you. I'm being honest.
I got to give Jen props, or not props, but I got to co-sign whatever it is she said in the chat. She said she was loud about it. Jen has always been, like, since we were super little, one of the most authentic human beings that I've ever met. Yeah. She has been exactly who she was. Whoever, as she was growing up, she's been exactly who she was, and she didn't give a fuck what you thought about it. If she was whimsical, that's who the fuck she was.
Yeah. No.
And a lot of the people that I know were never the people that they wanted to be. They were the version of themselves that they wanted to share with the world. She was just the person she wanted to be, and fuck you if you weren't into it.
I was the person I wanted to be, but I couldn't draw more attention. Like I said, dude, when you're always the biggest fucking guy in the room, like everybody notices you for everything. Like you can't be unnoticed. It's so hard to not be noticed when you are the most literal. When you're taller than the fucking teacher and you're in 6th grade, like how do you not be noticed?
Yeah, see, I didn't have that. I was if nothing else, I was forgettable.
Yeah.
I didn't even grow into my own personality until I was a grown-up.
I've grown more into my personality since I hit 35, and actually I've grown more into this guy that you see in front of you since we went to Star Wars Celebration, man.
Yeah.
That's the God honest truth, dude. Like you see me, dude. I'm the tallest guy there. I'm the biggest guy at work, but I got my Star Wars shirts on, loud as proud, and I don't give a shit, man.
Right. It was really spending time with Brian King that reminded me that I wanted to be who the fuck I was.
Yeah, because he didn't care. I agree with that.
He didn't care, and there were so many things that I buried about myself, and so much bro dude bullshit that I put on.
Because that's stupid.
But that was what you did.
That's what you did.
Put on that code of bro dude bullshit to fit in with the group, and then at some point you were like, no, I'm just gonna be me, and the people that want to be with me will gravitate towards me.
And then you start saying fuck them, and then you start trying to tell your kids fuck them.
Yeah.
Like,
and then your kids are like, I can't be like that. And I'm like, no way. Way to be.
Yeah.
Don't be like me.
Be like, well, you've met my boy. My boy, yeah. I wish I could be like him, because that's how he is, man. He's like, fuck them. If they don't like me for this, I don't care. I've always envied my son on that, because he's always been who he's wanted to be all the time. And I've always been envious of that kid.
Right. I wish that, like, Michael has moments where he's whoever it is that he wants to be, but to truly be free and then not have to feel any connection to what other people think of him, I wish that for him. I just don't think he's there.
Yeah, no, I wish that for my daughter. I don't want her to care what people think about her because it really doesn't fucking matter.
I was way too worried about what people thought of me when I was growing up, and I wish that I could go back and have all that time back.
Oh, me too. I'd do it a little bit different.
Anyway, let's get back into the topic. That got real.
That got deep.
Yeah.
It got deep.
What did it?
I don't know where you were because you have the notes.
Oh, we found out that the reason that nobody came to save them at the end of episode 8 was because the First Order had been hunting down resistance sympathizers, and they'd been shutting down the transmission systems in between systems. So in the book, and this is a thing that they left out of the movie, in the book, Lando and a lot of the other resistance fighters took off, jumping from point to point in the systems, broadcasting that they needed help. So that's why we ended up with the giant battle fleet, because the message got out this time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they also did the part where they stole the and I don't know if I'm getting into your notes here because I feel this is relevant to what you're talking about. They also stole a lot of the children from the rebellion, from the resistance, because if they stole them and they're always in the stormtrooper armor or this armor, you can't see who it is. You never know who you're going to be shooting or who you're going to be trying to kill.
Right. Absolutely.
So you could be at some point or another trying to kill your son or daughter. You don't know.
Right. And
I
that
thought that was pretty cool. Pretty interesting.
That was part of the mind game that the Empire was playing.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty slick.
Yep. The book elaborates a little bit more on the fact that Poe was a spice runner. It tells us more that Zori Bliss and Bobble Frick and a few other guys were actually part of a gang, a spice running gang, that hang out on Kijimi. Let me respond to Scott, otherwise I'll forget.
Well, I kind of gathered that from the. I don't know where you're going with this, but I kind of gathered that from the movie.
Well, that was, I mean, it kind of like intimates that they had a past together, that him and Zori had a past together. And then it mentions that he used to be a spice runner. Yeah. But it doesn't particularly lay out that they were all in a gang and that Zori and the other guys were still in that gang.
Well, yeah, that I hear what you're saying now. Now that you lay it out like that, yeah.
And it kind of intimates that Zori was pissed that he left, but it doesn't say why he left. In the book, it specifically lays out that he left to go join the resistance.
Right.
So, once she understands why he left and gets connected to what was going on with the people and why the resistance was so important, she was on board with it. She still didn't want to fuck him, but she was on board with it.
Hey, do we have time for a commercial break?
Yeah, go ahead. Take a leak.
I got to. Thank you. I'll be back.
I'll talk with the chat.
Yes, do that.
So Lunar Girl, I see you mentioned, what was going on in quarantine life. What are you guys doing over there to get by? And then Scott, I would definitely, I would check out the album Foiled. There's just so much stuff to get into as far as like the lead singer Justin Furstenfeld and the stuff that he's gone through. Like he's been a hardcore addict and then been in recovery, and he almost lost connection with his first daughter because of it. And at some point he, got to see his daughter again. Like there's this just giant backstory about that band and who they are and what the writing that goes into their songs. Like there's so many songs that have like a greater meaning. Like I love bands like Motley Crue and shit like that, but a lot of their music is just like, yeah, we're writing a rock song. And then every once in a while you stumble across some artists that when they write a song, it tends to be about stuff. And that's one of those bands. And it really became like when I split up with my wife and I went through a lot of that hardship that came with it. Like this was music that pulled me up out of the depths. So I have a tendency to bang that drum an awful lot. And I'm getting nothing from the chat. We got a lot of positive feedback about last week's episode, with Jen and Jess. We had a lot of fun doing it. We really thanked everybody for getting involved with that and being in the chat and being so kind to Jen and Jess as they were on that show with us. It was super good. Hubby works nonstop, supervisor of a local telecommunications company. Holy cow. Company, kids homeschooled, lots of comedy, Star Wars. Oh, our kids here are just getting ready to start doing that homeschooling business. And I'm of two minds about it. Like the idea that they want to do homeschooling is great. A month ago, but now they're going to start it like 5 weeks before the kids get out for summer. So in that respect, like I'm kind of pissed off about it. They're going to start them on some stuff. They're not going to provide them with the support that they need, and then us as parents are going to be stuck dealing with the what comes from it. So, it kind of bothers me. But anyway, all right. Brady, why don't you chat with our friends here, and I'm going to do the same thing, and then we'll do a 30 seconds of silence, and I'm going to end up popping a commercial in there for our Patreon.
Sweet.
And then we'll get right back into it.
Cool. I have no idea what to talk to these people about, but I'll figure it out.
I'm sure you can manage.
I'm going to read the chat. Scott said, okay, thanks. Yeah, because he's not learning that bullshit new math, Scott. Or Isaac, sorry. I don't know what to say. I got to catch up, or somebody's. I don't know what to. No, now she's talking about PSU. You should be glad I'm here and not Don. If he sees that, he's gonna have something to say about it. It just doesn't bother me that much. Like I go for Michigan, but like I'm not from Michigan, man. So like my allegiance to Michigan isn't like my allegiance to the Raiders. It's just I'm being honest. I have become a college football fan. I'm not one. I didn't start as one. Do a dance? I don't have room for this big ass to be dancing. That's not fun. I mean, I can dance. Don't get me wrong. Me and a buddy of mine, when I was stationed in Herbert Field in Florida, we went to this club and we did the Kid and Play, and they literally shut the music off, turned the lights on so everybody could see who we were, and the DJ said that everybody needed to buy us drinks for the rest of the night because we killed it with the Kid and Play. So That's like my fucking 3 minutes of fame, and I'm living with it, and I love it. Yes, she does, Layman. Yes, she does. What? Why the coffee paste a police report? What?
Yep. I'm going to have to ask you to clarify that as well. Why the coffee place a police report? Oh, this is a joke.
Why?
This is the longest way to tell a joke.
But her name in the
got
movie.
mugged. It got fucking mugged. That is the slowest dad joke of all time.
Carrie Russell forever now will be Sexy Helmet to me.
Sexy Helmet.
Sexy Helmet. Of all her films, she is Sexy Helmet from now on.
You want to give us 30 seconds of silence, Mr. Brady?
Yep. Let's get it going now. And we're back. And I feel so rejuvenated, dude. Like, I feel about like 3 pounds lighter of fluid.
I'm telling you. And, all the nonsense that just happened in the chat, that's the kind of shit that you get when you get on the YouTube and watch the live show. And we're not going to tell you about it because you had to be
here. Yeah, you got to be here. That's what it is.
Yep, for sure.
You got the notes, my friend. You continue.
Let's see. Did I miss anything? No. Okay, we're right back where I thought.
Nice.
Early in the book, the Knights of Ren bring the traitor Bolio.
Yes, Bolio.
Bulio. Kylo cuts his fucking head off.
Yeah,
and throws it on the boardroom table. Kylo uses his dark side powers to search Chewie's memories.
Oh yeah, I wish that was in the fucking movie.
Yeah, it should have been.
Because he unchained him and he wanted him to come after him.
Right. Oh. And when he was in Chewie's memories, trying to figure out what was going on with Rey, Kylo opened up a part of Chewie's memories that he wished he had.
Because they were all. Yep.
He ran into Chewie playing with young Ben, and Ben calling him Uncle Chewie. And I guess fucking, I don't guess. Like, the book specifically says that Kylo was really upset.
Yeah.
Like, it really knocked him off his square.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for that.
No. And
that just made me love Chewie even more, though.
Right.
Chewie's the man, dude. Chewie's the Wookiee. Chewie's the Wookiee.
That brings up another part of the book. Lando, when he got onto the Falcon.
Oh yeah.
He started searching around for like his old cape closet and stuff like that to see if it was still there. Of course, it was gone. That ended up being Chewie's room. Yeah. And in Chewie's room, he found a hollow of Chewie playing with Kylo when he was a boy. And of course, pulls on the old heartstrings. Man, that would have been fantastic in the movie.
Oh, dude. Like I'm telling you, this movie should have been 2 movies.
Yep.
It really could have been. But there's a lot of stuff with Leia that you couldn't have done in the movie unless you'd have gone outside of what J.J. Abrams and Disney said they wouldn't do with Carrie Fisher. I think really that's what stopped it from being what it could have been. I really think that.
Yeah, absolutely. But, it's like you say, it should have been 2 movies, but then does it run long? Does it turn into the Lord of the Rings?
Nope. Not for me. Not for me. I can't speak for the rest of the fucking shitty Star Wars fans, but not for me. You mean to tell me you're already a fan of this movie. I know that. If they'd have broken this movie and told you, I'm giving you 2 more, you're going to have more Mark Hamill. You're going to have more Carrie Fisher. You're going to have more Luke and Leia. You're going to have these scenes with the original players, man. I mean, really, that's what they were giving you. I want to see it. I mean, visually, I can see it in my mind, but I would have loved to have seen it on screen personally.
Absolutely. I would have ate up another 3-hour movie like it was a second fucking helping of steak, dude.
Second helping of steak, second helping of fucking tacos. That's what I would have fucking had.
Tacos.
All fucking
Apparently,
day.
That's what we're talking about in the chat is tacos.
Tacos are happening.
Skywalker tacos. I'm opening the restaurant.
Nice.
Give
me a Bespin burrito, bitch.
Yeah. There's a scene the best.
No, name it Tatooine tacos.
Oh yes. Yes.
That's a fantastic.
Would all the tacos be dry?
No. They'd be like a Sarlacc pit. They'd be all moist and I'm gonna stop.
Moist.
I'll
Sith
stop.
burritos.
Yes.
All right. Leia shares with Lando in the book that her body never really recovered.
Sorry.
What's that?
Scott said Sith burritos. I said Sith steak burritos.
Sith steak burritos. Just like those stuffed steak burritos that they used to have at Taco Bell that had the rice and the sour cream and all the fucking... Oh, those were so good.
Yes,
the steak fajita stuffed burritos.
Oh, man. I missed the cheesy potato burrito things. They were just like a roll. No, these were a burrito. It was a burrito. It was a cheesy potato burrito.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, man. God damn it. Fucking
I kind of miss being able to go through the drive-thru and not have to worry about catching fucking death.
Dude, Taco Bell kills it.
I don't think Taco Bell kills coronavirus. I don't think so.
I've been through.
I'm not willing to risk it.
Taco Bell kills a whole hell of a lot.
I'm not willing to risk it.
I'll do it for us.
Oh, hey, you're the man.
I'm going tomorrow.
I make some pretty good fucking restaurant style fucking Mexican at home. So
yes, you do. Go back to what we were talking about. We are so far off track because of goddamn Keith and his fucking taco talk.
He really fucking. I gotta go, guys. Going to Taco Bell. Anyway, Leia shares with Lando that her body never really recovered from being pulled into space in the last film.
Yeah.
She's very tired from having to use the Force to keep herself alive.
But she was waiting. She was waiting for her moment, and she knew it wasn't now.
But the movie, it visually showed her a few times just being overwhelmed with her physicality, but you could misconstrue that as she just had a lot on her mind.
Right. But I think you can't, and you can't put that on the Rise of Skywalker. You got to put that on the Last Jedi too. Like, they didn't really paint the picture of her being fucked up from being in space.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't bother to even broach the topic.
No, it made it look like she had a head injury and that was about it.
Right. Oh, fucking Jess. Yeah, joking.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I guess you assumed that she would have lasting effects, but the book makes it Jen, I'm very disappointed in you, Jess.
We have inside baseball between the chat and the show. Come join us. Join us live.
Yeah. I guess, the movie just does a shit job explaining that she's actually always using the Force to keep herself
together.
Basically hold herself together.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. You just got fucking sucked into space.
Right. Exactly.
kills everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm just gonna fucking, and we were like pissed off after the last movie. We're like, oh, she's just fucking spacewalker Leia now. And then you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Hey, did you notice when Rey is escaping in the movie, when she's jumping from the Star Destroyer to the Millennium Falcon, she jumps and extends and jumps just like Leia flew through space?
Yeah, she essentially uses the Force to grab on to that pylon for the
yeah, but she does it.
landing.
Her body and everything is almost in the same same display.
Yeah, because she's using the Force to anchor to a physical thing.
Exactly. So I just want to tell everybody else who bitched about the space scene with Leia, fuck you. Sorry. I feel strongly about that, but fuck you, man. Continue. I'm sorry. I got
no Sith burritos for the space Leia haters. The book makes it clear that Maz Kanata gave the medal to Chewie at the end, and because that's what Han would have wanted. Not that Leia directed her to give it to Chewie. She acted of her own mind because she knew Han well enough to know that he would want Chewie to have that medal.
I love that.
It basically stands to reason that Maz was aware that either Han or Chewie felt slighted by the fact Chewie didn't get the medal.
Yeah.
In A New Hope, and that Maz was correcting an error. And I think
we all thought that.
Yeah, I know it's just clever writing, for the fans to like right or wrong or whatever.
No, but that's a fan service we deserve.
Right. But the book makes it clear what happened, whereas the movie just kind of goes, yeah, you should have.
Right.
So towards the end, Lando's sitting there with Jannah after everything happens.
Oh, continue. Sorry about go.
The book kind of intimates that maybe Jannah may be Lando's lost daughter.
But she's not.
But she's not what?
She's not his daughter.
How do you know?
Because just because he said he lost a young girl as an infant around that doesn't mean it never says Jannah is Leia's daughter or Lando's daughter.
No, not at all. And I'm not trying to say that, but what the book intimates is that it's possible.
Yes, but I just want to put on record that it doesn't say that she is.
Nope. That's
because a lot of people tried to feed that she was.
Oh, right. No. The book just says or makes it kind of obvious that Lando is acknowledging that she very well may be.
Right.
But she may possibly be any number of million other kids that belong to, but that it essentially Lando in this moment has decided that he's willing to spend the rest of his life finding out where these kids belong and trying to get them home.
I love it.
Yeah, that was one of the things about the movie that I loved the most, where I was like, the idea that you could be at a point in your life where you're like, you know what, I'm going to spend the rest of my life righting the wrongs that these assholes that I've been fighting all these years did.
Right. Well, you get to that. Yeah, that's. I was thinking about that when we were talking earlier about how we got older and we just don't give a fuck.
Right.
You get older and you're just like, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing.
Right. It reminded me of like the stories that you hear about Holocaust survivors.
Yeah.
The people who are like, you know what? I'm going to spend the rest of my life figuring out who was where and who they belong to and reconnecting. Because like people make that their lives work.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, no, I got to go out and make money.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
I admire people who are willing to do stuff like that. and the fact that they had Lando do that at the end, I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, I considering he was like, when you watch him in Solo and you see who he is in Solo, and then you see him, and then you listen and read this book, and you're like, that's cool. I like that. He changed.
Right.
Yeah, but he changed for the better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He was always a good person, but he was always kind of looking out for himself. And now he's like, no, I'm paying it forward. I'm paying it back.
Yep. Absolutely. The book kind of spells it out that Rey and Kylo destroyed the lightsaber, or Luke's lightsaber, at the end of The Last Jedi. But what the movie kind of leaves out is, you know, we start off the movie and Luke's lightsaber is there, and I didn't catch it on the first few viewings. It didn't even occur to me that had been destroyed.
Really?
But, yeah. But
Oh,
Rey
okay.
had rebuilt it based on what she read in the Sacred Jedi text.
The Sacred Jedi text.
Sacred Jedi text. And it's also the same knowledge that she learned from the Sacred Jedi text that she used to build her own double-bladed hinged quarterstaff saber at the end of the movie.
What?
What? What
What
I
did
say
you-
that confused you?
What?
That okay. At the end, she lights up her saber, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a hinged quarterstaff saber.
How did I miss that?
It's not really in the movie. It's in the book, though.
How did I miss that in the book, though? I must have totally been sleeping at the end of the.
You remember the red lightsaber that Dark Rey had in
Right.
the
Yeah.
in the vault.
Right.
Okay, imagine that with a yellow blade.
No, I know. I guess I didn't. I'm saying where I missed that in the book.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. I missed that in the book for some reason.
I'm pretty sure it's in the book. Otherwise, it was in something supplemental that I read, but I'm pretty sure it's in the book.
Nice.
But what I don't know for sure is, did she take the two crystals out of Luke and Leia's lightsabers to make her double-bladed?
The kyber crystals out of theirs?
Yeah. Because it doesn't say where, it doesn't say that she went and got her own kyber crystals or whatever.
Right. I wonder.
It's just interesting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Something to think of.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure somebody will put that into canon somewhere. Like we'll eventually get a definitive.
Right.
The book kind of, well, it doesn't kind of, it specifically tells us that Rey learned the force healing technique from the sacred texts.
Yep.
The movie doesn't bother to breach that subject. The book lays out that the film starts on Mustafar. And like you brought up a bunch of times so far, like that was a big gaping hole. Like why not fucking tell us we were on Mustafar right from the beginning?
Even if they didn't pull up a little thing that said Mustafar, if somebody had said we're invading somebody to let me know that I was on Mustafar, I would have appreciated that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it now, but I would appreciate it on the first viewing if I'd have known I was back to a place I'd already been before. Because it didn't look familiar. Looking back on it, oh, okay, I can see why that's Mustafar because it's red. But, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been nice for, them to ask that or to let us know that. And like you brought up before, Kylo has to get the Wayfinder from a big spider called the Eye of Weddish Bog. The Eye of Weddish Bog.
Yeah.
Vader entrusted the Wayfinder to him.
I would have liked to seen that scene in the movie. I would have liked to seen all this shit in the movie.
I'd also like to know why Vader would have entrusted the Wayfinder to him. Like, what was maybe this is a thing to bring up in comics instead of like in film, but what the fuck led Vader to be like, you know what, I got to take this out of my own vault and give it to this giant fucking spider because that's the safest place for it.
Maybe, but the spider thing deal didn't fucking fight him because he deemed he was worthy. So maybe he had some sort of force sense. I don't know, man. Now you're going to a place I'm not sure I'm ready to be.
I'm telling you, it's just a thing that I hung up on. I was like, why this extra step of finding somebody to hold on to your thing for you? It's like having a bank to put your wallet in.
But maybe that was Vader with his being steps ahead. When shit goes, I don't come back after a certain amount of time. Take this thing out of here.
Right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. We find out later or in the book that the Knights of Ren were never Kylo's crew. They worked for Palpatine the whole time.
Yeah.
They were just another tool used to manipulate Ren.
But you had to gather that. I don't know. I guess reading from the comic books, you had to see that coming, considering Snoke was telling Kylo to go seek these dudes out.
Right.
So
that's true. And then another thing the book makes obvious that the film didn't is that General Pride was incommunicado with Palpatine the whole time. And General Pride had been helping facilitate Palpatine's building of the final order.
Yeah. Yep. I like General Pride.
I mean,
General Pride, he was a bad motherfucker.
There was just, yeah. I thought he was a fantastic character. He was well rounded. He was a lot of fun in the scenes that he was in. I enjoyed him a lot more than General Hux.
He just seemed like he belonged to be working with Emperor Palpatine, ready to just fucking wreck shop. He reminded me of Tarkin.
Yep. Yeah, quite a bit like Tarkin, in fact. Yep. The only thing that redeemed General Hux for me was when we found out in The Last Jedi that they were calling him General Hugs.
I still love the beginning of The Last Jedi, and not a lot of people do, but that's neither here. That's a conversation for a whole different episode.
Yeah. The beginning of The Last Jedi is interesting, for sure.
That's a whole different episode, man.
Even going back to The Force Awakens, knowing that he's General Hugs just makes me so much happier the whole time. I just enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I think we fucking beat this horse to death.
Yeah, dude. I think we did a good job beating the shit out of this horse.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. It's a good horse.
If you haven't listened to it, it's a good listen, man. I mean, I can't speak for reading it because reading it, I didn't do. But
I can't read anymore.
You know why I can't read anymore? Because reading takes time to stop. I can listen to an audiobook while going.
Yeah.
I can't do that with a book.
Yeah, I don't know where people used to get all this time. And I guess maybe if I didn't play video games, I'd have a little bit more time.
Yeah, but this is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, why would you do that?
No. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I just don't even know.
I wouldn't.
But like I remember when I was growing up, people would just sit there and fucking read books and read books.
Right. And Isaac said he reads so many EU books. He says he misses those.
Yeah.
Jen blames the internet.
Fair enough. Why the hell are you getting more chat than I'm getting?
Because this happened to you and me last time where you got it and I didn't. Are you ready to close this shit up, brother?
Yeah, let's fucking let's go through it.
Yeah. I gotta get back to the notes.
Everybody make sure that you go through and like this video on YouTube. Give us 5-star reviews anywhere that you can.
Did you
No,
check?
I didn't.
All right.
No.
We'll read.
I generally leave that up to you.
Yeah, I fucked up, so I'll do that next time.
Anyway, 5-star reviews on iTunes and other places really helps other people find us. And lets us know what you like about the show or what you don't like about the show. And then if you do leave us a 5-star review, our good friend Brady will read it live on the show.
Yes, I will. And if you have, and we didn't do it this episode, it will be done. It will be done. I will check when we get off, and next episode it will be done.
Yep. Subscribe and download to us on your favorite podcast apps at the ATSW, the Escape Pod.
Because we're on all of them.
We're fucking them all.
Hell yeah. We're in a giant pile of podcasts, and we're just going to town and getting gross.
Yep. Check out all of the other members of our fine podcast family, the All Things Star Wars podcast, the Used and Abused podcast, Layman's Terms, Tactical Swede, Big Swede's Big Adventure, Lawn's Terms. Check us out on the Podbelly Network, along with a few other of our ATSW families, and other great podcasts like the Sofa Kings,
the OGs,
Look us up on patreon.com if you want to support us. It'll help us pay for, just things like the internet hosting of the show. And after the world opens back up, we're going to be going to conventions.
Yes.
Where we're going to do lots of video for that. We're going to share.
We plan on getting a booth at our local convention here in town.
Absolutely. Yep. We're going to get a booth at the local convention, and doing all that kind of stuff costs quite a bit of money. We're going to, videotape a lot of it. Brady's going to do a lot of the editing, and he'll make actual videos for you to enjoy, so that you can get a taste of what we experience out in the con world.
Yeah. And just follow us being goofballs, man. Follow us. Yep. And you know what? It may be beyond the con. Like last time we went to a con, it was me, my sister-in-law, all my kids, and Don, and we went and ate pizza. Maybe I'll, just throw a little video up there, us eating pizza, being silly with the kids, or just, there's going to be a lot of stuff. If we can catch a celebrity that, you guys may like, a Star Wars, we're going to post it and share it with you. We want to share it with you,
Right.
But the Patreon is going back into the show.
Yeah, we're not going to keep any of it. We got our own jobs. We're not.
Right. And I mean, like, it's all going to show. Look, we're building. We got a studio. Don's sitting in the studio. We used our own money to do it. It's
right
because we wanted to do it. We didn't have to do it. We wanted to do it. We're not asking you to pay for our studio. Nothing like that. Not at all. Not at all.
Yep.
And just if you want to support us, that's all we're asking. Support us is cool. If not, keep listening. We still love to have you. Ain't gonna change.
Just the ongoing expenses of doing the show, like even StreamYard. Like in order to do this remote podcast like we're doing now, that's $25 a month.
Right.
We're
doing our thing, but it's all good. If you guys don't, it's all good. We still got it because we enjoy doing this. Me and my friend Don love doing this, so we're going to continue to do this on our own dime if we have to. It's all good and good.
But we're just, if you want to help, but if not, that's cool. Each different tier in Patreon is going to give you access to all of the extra stuff that we do, but it's also going to give you entries into a quarterly gift basket that we're going to put together.
Yep.
It's going to have, some swag in it that Brady's wife usually makes for us because she does
different little things. Maybe we'll throw in a Funko Pop and a Black Series. Like it's going to be I guarantee you it's going to be well more than you invested within your Patreon for that quarter.
Definitely.
I promise you that. I promise you that.
And at each stage, you get more entries into that. And then if you're at the top stage, after you've been at the top stage for 3 months, we're going to send you a T-shirt.
Yep.
With the All Things Star Wars logo on it.
Whatever size you need.
Logo on it.
Whatever size you need, we're going to whatever color shirt you want, we're going to get it to you.
Right. So that's out there. Just so you know, that's at patreon.com, and you just look up creators ATSW the Escape Pod, and you're going to find us. You should recognize some of the artwork there.
Yeah, you'll see it.
But be careful, there are Escape Pod imposters out there. What else we got? I think that's about it, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you next time.
May the Force be with you.
Go blue.
Go blue. Dude, I got to piss again. Hurry up.
Peace out.
I'm going. Later.